Hey everybody, it's Christopher Name, and I got another tip for you on metallic threads, and it's something that I've been talking about forever and ever and ever, and I just want to bring it to your attention again. This is a quick little video tip. Now this is called the thread director, and a thread director is great except for these heavier spools of thread. You got that one and you've got this one, okay? These are just way too heavy for many machines. When you're embroidering and you're feeling and you put it through the machine, you pull it out through the bottom here. If it has drag to it, it feels resistance, don't use those big spools. You need to replace them with a smaller spool. Now on this machine here, this is my Brother ULT 2001, and way back then, even way back then, they come up with this little device. I don't know if this was off market or if it was part of Brother, but I had bought it from my dealer back then. I always visit my dealer for look for things, but this was a little. These size spools here are the ideal size to use when you're doing embroidery. Now you would put this on your thread director. You put it on here, and what I got here is I put one of those command clips here, so I actually attach it to there. Let me just I actually wrap it around here. If I can just get it in the camera here. I can do trying to hold the camera at the same time. Let me see here. All right, let me try the other hand. Okay, so what I do here is you take the thread, you wrap around the command clip here. Okay, now here's the other thing I want to tell you all about. What you got to be really careful about is make sure the thread doesn't get caught behind here. So see, there it was caught way behind, it was caught up behind there. So you got to make sure that that spool of thread is really in there. Make sure it's tight first. Then put this on. Okay, make sure that's tight. And then you're going to pull your thread gently. Okay, pull your thread through gently, and you'll see now. Okay, there. Now it's there. Now loosen this back just a little bit. This is even true for the thread director. Okay, and now you've got to make sure that it plays nice. There, see how easy it flows? And then when you put it through your machine here, you won't have any resistance, and you won't have that thread breaking. Now let's look at the Martelli device. Okay, so here's the small quick spin on the Martelli, and what you'll do is you'll put your spool of thread on here, and then you'll feed it through. Now what I like to add a little something. I like to add this little felt strip here, and then put my spool of thread on there. Now you can see, just look how easily that turns. Look how easy, I'm just barely pulling it. That's the trick, my friends, when using metallic thread. You've got to make sure that your spool of thread is pulling when you pull it from the side like this, it has to be fed from the side. Please do not feed your threads where it's going to come up from the top. That's a no-no, because it kinks and it breaks. So this Martelli device, this small quick spin, it pulls really, really nice. Martelli's making these. If you don't find them anywhere, just give them a call and they'll put you on the waiting list. These are made in the USA. The stand is made in the USA, and it's quality. Quality. And then we have, if you've seen all my other videos, they have the large one also, okay? So these are some extra tips for you in understanding metallic threads. And like I said, when you pull it through, let me go to the other machine, I'll show you again. Okay, so back in my other machine. All right, so here's that little spindle I have there, and it'd be the same thing for the thread director, but you want to make sure you're using the small spools. These small spools work the best because they're not heavy. And for an example, now I've got my presser foot up, I got the thread threaded. Now I'm pulling it, and it's pulling very easily. You can see it's turning very easily as well. Okay, if there's too much hesitation, it's not going to work. Okay, it just won't work. Okay, now let's go to my other machine. Okay, so here I am at my Singer Futura. This is a great little machine once you have the setup properly, and people are having success with metallic threads now since I've helped introduce these Singer people to the Martelli notion called the quick spin. This is the large one, so you can use the large cones. And what you do is, like I said, when you pull your thread, make sure your presser foot is up. This is how you test. Pull that thread. You're going to see me pull this to the back. Okay, you're going to see me pull it. It pulls so gently, there's no major resistance, and as you can see when I pull it, that spindle is turning. See? It's pulling from the side. Any threads that you use, when you pull through the needle, make sure the presser foot is up, pull through the needle. If there's resistance, it's going to break on you. If you don't have a lot of resistance, and you can pull it easily. I'm taking 2 fingers and I'm pulling it from behind the needle very gently. You see that? And it's moving very nicely. Now, on many of my videos, you've seen my setup where I put these command clips on the back of my machine here to gives me control so nothing gets messed up. Now, different threads will act differently, so remember that. But the important thing to remember is the size of the spool of thread is so very important. I got one more to show you. Okay, so here is a Baby Lock model machine. This is the Elissimo. And here is the Taconi. This is the Taconi thread tower. You can see here, this is also made in the USA. For you that don't know, Taconi owns Baby Lock USA and Baby Lock Canada. And they come up with this device, and it's great for these small spools to pull out this way. You see, the bigger spools, like I just showed you, like this, is still too heavy. Still too heavy. You need the Martelli quick spin for these heavier spools. So what this works much like the thread director, but you could put 3, you can load 3 up at a time, you just pull it through gently and it works great. Now people are going to wonder, where do you get this? Well, of course, what did I just say? This is Baby Lock. That thread tower is made by Taconi, which owns Baby Lock. So, and these machines are manufactured by Brother, so you need to go to a Baby Lock dealer to buy this thread tower for your Brother machine. And your Baby Lock, of course, all right? I get a lot of those questions, and to me it's just so common sense, but a lot of people, they don't put 2 and 2 together, so I got to explain that. I got to handwrite everything, spoon feed everything sometimes, but you know, I understand, and some people just don't listen to a whole video or they don't read everything. I understand that, so I'm trying to be very specific, and I'm trying to get it major clear for you. Again, you see how nice that flows off very easily? There's no weight. There's no weight. With the larger spools, you're going to have weight. You're going to have a lot of weight, and that's a problem when you've got the weight, because it just pulls. It just pulls too much. And I just dropped my spool of thread, but I'll just put this one on for as an example here to show you. So if you were to use, oh, hold on a minute. Okay, here I go. So this is the larger spool, all right, and you put that on there, and although it has resistance on here, here's another thing too. The tape that comes on these spools of thread, you want to make sure that you really peel those tapes back. You know, stick a pencil through there or something. Now this feels like it has no resistance, but I tell you, once you load it up on here, sometimes it does and causes problems. But these smaller spools, I never have a problem with them. This is the size small spool like Sulky makes and a couple other brands. But these larger spools, if you're finding breaking, because I'm pulling this right now and it's heavy. I pull this bottom one and it is so light, it comes off. You can feel a big difference. So if you feel when you're pulling that it's got resistance, it's going to break on you, and chances are your needles are going to break. And notice, always put a larger spool cap and just back it up slightly so you have, this is free to move. Why do we put these spool caps here? We put these spool caps here so it doesn't get caught around. And then you would put one here also if you want, so the thread doesn't get wrapped around this spindle and cause tension and pull on the needle and break it. There's a lot of little things you got to watch for, but once you have the right setup, as I always say, it's all in the setup. Once you know the right setup, you'll have flawless sewing. If you don't have the right setup, you don't pay attention, everything's going to break on you. Your needle's going to break, thread's going to break, you're going to be frustrated. So always remember these tips, okay? So, and then if you find that if you want to bring the thread out this way, you don't want to bypass it this way for any reason, it works better this way, go ahead and do it. There's many different ways to set up. Nothing's set in stone except how you feed it, and it has to flow gently. Success can be yours. Happy sewing, everybody. Enjoy your metallic threads and your embroidery machines.